Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, there's one question a lot of people will probably ask, not just myself, but a lot of other people. It's a question that I'm pretty sure people do get asked because, sometimes they're the ones, excuse me, they're the ones that do the uploading and all that. And the question is, why do people upload movies or shows onto torrents or onto filing sites? Like or cloud storage sites, like say MediaFire, Hotfile, Hotfile, File Factory, um, Megashares, you name it. Why do they do this? Or even why do they put it on a torrent? Or even when it was in existence, the late mega upload, if you will. Well, I think the answer from somebody that actually um, has downloaded the stuff that's been uploaded. I apologize for the bird in the background. But for someone that's through experience has downloaded the actual stuff that people have uploaded onto these sites, I mean, one of the active forums that I always was a part of was the Mega Upload forum, and you just had a list among list of movies and shows, and even games people would upload in various formats. I was mainly looking at animated or live action stuff, or even sporting events. Uh, but I mentioned this once in a video, and I'm going to mention it again. I think the reason people do this is because it's economical. It's basically a more affordable, more economical, and feasible thing to do. Nowadays, there are some sites that have kind of switched some things around so it doesn't, I guess it makes it a little bit more, you know, sensible, doesn't look so outside-ish, if you will. Matter of fact, one torrent site, very well known, the TBS, if you will, the TB or the TPB. That's what it is. The TPB, the Pirates Bay, if you will. And I remember all the times I would try to upload a wrestling event, like I uploaded Monday Night Raw, and I haven't really put it onto DVD just yet. I have to do that still. But I remember I recorded Monday Night Raw. I mean, upload. I remember a few times I would download Monday Night Raw, or I would download one of the TNA or TNA Impact shows, or Ring of Honor pay-per-views, or TNA pay-per-views, or WWE pay-per-views. And the thing was, you know, basically and the thing was to me, I would usually get it exactly as it was seen broadcasted, either in its gigabyte form or something like that. And again, this goes back in that category of being economically reasonable. I mean, I know there's a lot of people, courts, governments, and stuff like that that don't like what's going on. Well, they probably. Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think governments really have a problem with it. I think it's more like the studios and movie stuff and sporting companies and all that. The thing is, to me, I think they're the only ones that have a problem. And yeah, the government basically has to, through law, has to follow through on what's going on and see what's causing all the fuss, causing all the BS, if you will. Um, but basically, the situation is this. Like I was saying, you, sometimes I will download it, and I'm not the only one. There's millions among millions of people that do it, and what it is, is that you know, again, it's a more economical, more feasible thing. I mean, take a look at, let's say, WWE pay-per-views. With the exception of WrestleManias, if you have a standard definition television still, you have to pay about $45 a month, or 40 not a month, but $45 a pay-per-view. If you have high definition, you have to pay like 55, or if you have even 3D, you have to pay like 65. And you think to yourself, why would I want to pay that when I could just download it? And that's what I've done mostly throughout the years. I've downloaded the pay-per-view. I've downloaded it because it's more economical feasibly, and I get the event just as it is. Even if it's in a two-part deal, so be it. I still get it. I still get it. And to me, I think that's what some people fail to kind of understand. They fail to look at in some ways. It's like this is the way it has to be done. This is the more easier, more economical way to do it. Now there are, like I say, not just sites like Pirates Bay and all that, and cat.ph and all that, but you know, for shared, Mediafire, they're actually changing up a little bit. Like with for shared, you got to log in to actually get access to do something, and now the login is free. With Mediafire, you can download once, but then you have to do some kind of like a uh, somewhat of a authorization. Basically, you got to type in a word or a sentence just to download again. So when you think about it, they are kind of taking up a few things so they don't get looked down upon as if, hey, we're giving away stuff for free. They're not. If you have to log in or you have to type in a word or a sentence just to get authorization, then so be it. But again, it's all about economical fees. I mean, for example, you look at, let's say, the Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. You know, I bought this for about, I think, $3.99 over at Walgreens, believe it or not. But you take a look at a movie like this and you say, well, when it originally came out, and it still is in some ways, about a $10, $5 movie, or I mean, let's just put it this way, about a $10 to about $15 movie or something like that, right? You know, you look at that and you say to yourself, why would I want to spend about $5 to $15 on that movie when I could probably download it through a torrent or through a site like Rhapsody Share and everything? Basically, the reason you wouldn't want to do that, or you wouldn't even want to order it off pay-per-view, it's economically feasible to go the way you're thinking. It's more economically feasible. Um, so that is why some people do go in that direction. You know, despite what the criticism. You know, some people get a kick out of it, and what's funny is people get a kick out of it because they're like, hey, do what you got to do. And to me, this is why people like myself, you know, we download the stuff. We don't upload it, we download it. So we're not really at fault for downloading it, if you know what I'm saying. That's the way I look at it. But basically, again, I know maybe rambling and repeating myself here, and I apologize. To me, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, Zara Nizarak, when I sent him a package, I basically told Zara Nizarak, one of the videos I gave him, or one of the DVDs I gave him had two movies on it. Disney Halloween and a Disney Christmas. Disney Channel Halloween, Disney Channel Christmas. And he said that Torrents for a second. I had to shut my window there, but he said things like torrents and sometimes basically things like BitTorrents and stuff like that, are the only way you can get access to stuff like a Disney Channel Christmas and a Disney Channel Halloween. Same with the Invisible Kid. Websites, like, things like torrents, websites like Rhapsody Share and Mega Shares and stuff like that, or even numerous websites out there that allow you to download it, that have links to places where you can download it. It's the only way you can get access to these movies to put onto DVD, or if you have, or Blu-ray if you have capabilities in that direction. The thing is, despite all the whining and complaining, companies will have, they have to realize, hey, you either put these things, you either find a way to protect your material so that even those that will upload it, rip it and upload it onto a site or a torrent site will not be able to, or you make your product cheaper. It's like Alpha Omega Sin said about video games. He said video games, like say, okay, like here, Punch Out. When Punch Out came out, it was mainly about $39 to $49, right? And then you take a look at like an Xbox game, and that's about what? You know, about $60 sometimes. But you take a look at a game like that, and you think, it's new. I got the money. I can do it. But even games get ripped like this. Even games like this get ripped. And what that does is that's basically someone's way of telling the company, hey, lower the prices on your material. It's the same thing with the DVDs and Blu-ray. It's like they're saying, look, you want us to buy this stuff? Lower your prices. But again, the reason people don't just use torrents and mega sites that allow you to do this, so you can have a more economical, more feasible, money-saving way of obtaining movies, maybe shows and sporting events. But it's also a way of trying to obtain very rare, not on Blu-ray, not on DVD material, like say movies like The Invisible Kid, or things like a Disney Channel Christmas and a Disney Channel Halloween. It's the best way to do it. Now, again, I know some people will argue that and stuff, but that's the way they do it. And like I mentioned in my advice for the fellow YT members, even though I know it's wrong for them to upload full-length movies or events onto the channels, knowing that channel of theirs could get, taken out, sometimes you can't blame them. Because they feel, hey, if we're going to give this to people, knowing there are things like YouTube downloading software out there, and then so be it. This way it makes it more economical and feasible for them. Yeah, we understand that. Again, that's understandable. But the difference is between a place like YouTube, here on YouTube, and sites like Pirates Bay Torrents, Cat.ph Torrents, Mega Shares, Rhapsody Share, Hot Files, File Factory. The difference is they don't have, let's say, a place where you could, well, they do, but I'm saying the difference is you don't risk having something like, say, your channel being deleted because of that. You don't risk your membership with them, even if it's a free membership, being deleted. But again, getting to my point, the reason people use torrents and file sharing sites is it's more economical, it's more feasible, it's more money saving, and basically, like I said, I know I'm repeating myself, it's more economical reasonably. So, and that is why right now I put on my Facebook, I'm recording The Secret of NIM right now as I speak. And I'm not recording The Secret of NIM off television, no, I'm recording The Secret of NIM from a torrent that I downloaded it from. I mean, I could have easily gone on Netflix and rented the thing and did a DVD fab, in which DVD fab is sort of in the same category as torrents and sites, and I mentioned that in a video, and you can check that out down here on my channel. Just type in DVD fab, or DVD fab 6, whatever. But it's totally in that same category. But you see, but the difference is I'm paying Netflix here. I'm paying Netflix here 21 something a month to rent movies, when I can download something like, and instead of waiting probably for a while for it to jump up the queue, or waiting in a long wait or a short wait, I have access to it right now through a torrent, and that's why I'm recording it. Because I downloaded it onto a torrent, I put it on a disc, like this, and that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, even those that have, let's say, the Windows DVD Maker, even though it could take a few hours, 8 hours at the most, depending on your computer, you know, that's why they use DVD Maker sometimes, so they could take something like, say, The Secret of Nim, or movies like Heavy Metal and Heavy Metal 2000, and put them on DVD, or even Yogi's First Christmas. Put it on DVD so they don't have to worry about it later. They don't have to worry about going out and spending the money. In other words, it's more economically feasible for them to do this. It's more money saving. And again, if I'm a studio and I don't want this to happen, obvious advice, make sure it doesn't. Find a way to prevent people from copying and ripping your stuff onto the computer so they could put it onto onto websites and all that. Find a way to prevent that from happening. I mean, yeah, I understand companies are now allowing you to have digital copies so you can take it on the road with you. And that's fine. And that's fine. The thing is though, it's not digital copies. Digital copies are another thing. It's DVDs and Blu-rays you should be protecting. I mean, heck, there have been some movies, as I've mentioned before, when it came to the Fab, that I couldn't copy. So, again, if I'm a movie studio and I want to prevent people from ripping my movie off DVD and putting it onto a torrent site or a sharing site or whatever, then basically what I do is I find a way to protect it. I put some kind of protection on it. You know what I'm saying? Or install some kind of protection in it. But again, the reason people are taking advantage of that right now, though, is one, it saves them money. Two, it's easier access. One, it saves them money, and two, it's the only way they can find very rare stuff that's not available on DVD or Blu-ray otherwise. So that's just my take on it. So that's just my take on why torrents and file sharing sites, or basically this is my take on why people use torrents and file sharing sites. So comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll talk to you all later.